Professor Baffour Agyeman-Duah, this neutrality thing, is it not a farce?
It is a farce, Samson. It is. And I'll tell you why it's a farce. The Constitution creates these bodies and says they should be independent. But at the same time, the same Constitution gives the appointing authority to a person who is partisan. You see, if you want a president or the appointive authority to be neutral, then that person must be head of state if you take certain policies into account, not the head of government. Because the head of government is a political partisan person. So when we are asking that the appointed individual should be independent in the commission, which is supposedly independent, now at the same time we have a president who is also head of government making that appointment, then you have a serious contradiction there. Having said that, Samson, I think the president's statement that you played for us was a little bit misplaced, you see. And I'm glad that my good friend, Professor Tuahin, has referred to the Tuahin report after the 1992 elections. The attempt to place the emphasis on the person casting the vote rather than the process and the managers of the process, I don't think it's a proper attempt. Because you see, again, on the neutrality, you are using, and I'm glad you quoted the Bible. Unfortunately, I'm not biblically inclined. So let me use the layman's word, optics. The optics, when you're talking about neutrality. Even if the person that you're appointing can disappoint you, just like you refer to the American system, where a Supreme Court judge known to be conservative will come on the panel and then, behave otherwise. The optics always raises debate in the United States. Whenever a president is appointing someone known to be A or B, that in itself will raise the debate. And that's what we are experiencing here. So I think presidents or appointing authorities should be very mindful of the optics of the actions or decisions that they make. And this is a clear case. I don't know this Dr. Akiaje, but if what you showed us on the screen not long ago, that he was even a candidate for a ministerial appointment, and I hope that is also true, kind of a thing you showed, then of course it will make people wonder why a president will deliberately choose someone who is known to be closely associated with a party. So I think the optics very bad, but at the same time, I will go to the creation of the electoral system that places the appointive authority in the president. In fact, just a day or so ago, the former president, Mahama, had made an interesting point about why not amend that section and compel the president to submit nominees to parliament for approval. Even then, would that work? Just as what we saw yesterday in parliament, will that even cure the problem? No. But you see, there are other models of constituting elections around the world. We can look at various models and make a determined decision. One thing interesting about democracy that all of us tend to miss is that democratic practice is not a straitjacket. The fact that is done in country A doesn't mean it should be done in country B. But we are always adopting systems that do not fit us. So I'm saying that there are various models we can look at. In Bangladesh, for instance, they don't have a standing commission. They have a secretariat, but whenever a year or so to elections, they bring some people together to supervise the whole thing. After that, that commission is dissolved. That's a model. So there are so many things we can look at. Or he cited, my friend cited the case of Burkina Faso, where you bring in various constituencies, their representatives, and they make the decision, they supervise, and you go. So we shouldn't tie ourselves to a system which is supposed to create a neutral body, and yet the one who appoints membership to that body is a partisan. We can assume that the president, once becomes a president, becomes the father of the nation, becomes a statesman, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't work for us. So in short, Samson, I think this whole problem we are facing, and we have gone back into history, the case of Charlotte Osei and many others, and to add to what my friend started from the Afrobarometer, you know, there was a time Ghana was hailed as perhaps the leading democracy in the world.
Yeah.
Recent Afrobarometer reports will indicate that we've slided. And even the support for democracy in Ghana today is not the same as we had in the 2004-2006 Afrobarometer reports. It's gone down from highest 86 to 90 during those years to currently, as I speak to you, hovering around 50%. So we have a challenge, and the challenge is enormous. And I think those who are calling for constitutional reviews should be supported. Unless we revise the power relations that the Constitution has created, we are going to suffer these kinds of aberrations all the time.
All right. Thank you very much.